Hey everyone, welcome to another Modern Deck Tech. Today, Temur Murktide Delver, the last Delver deck for, well, at least a month. Playing a little variation to my usual Delver shell. Before I get to the list though, if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button down below. And that little notification bell. Those things really go a long way. And hey, why not hit that like button? You can hit the dislike button if you want. No one's going to see it anymore, but we really appreciate a like if you do enjoy my content. Alright, so the list. Here we go. The shell here hasn't changed much, especially with the Delver decks I've been showcasing this year. You know, with Temur Delver, there are certain cards I consider just core, and they really never go away. Maybe you play around with the numbers a bit, like Counterspell, Force Negation. Sometimes you don't play a full 4, it could be some number. I really like Abundant Harvest, and I don't think I'll be going away from that card anytime soon. I just really enjoy the fact that in an opening hand allows me to keep greedy hands, either with too many lands or not enough lands, because Abundant Harvest will allow me to fill up on whatever I'm missing. So you know everything else here is pretty much standard. Unholy Heat without Mishra's Bauble is perfectly fine. I rarely have had problems getting to 4 card types in my graveyard, especially with Tarfire, which is another card I have a hard time parting way with. But anyway, Murktide Delver. What's the main difference here? Well, I'm playing 4 Ragavan as opposed to my usual 2 in a lot of my other Delver lists, and I'm playing 3 Murktide Regents. Nothing too crazy about this list other than the fact that I had a lot of fun playing with it. Was really successful with it. I actually had a really low loss rate, so I had a really high win rate with it, and I played a lot with it just to get to a place where I was comfortable with the list. Yeah, this is great. I've been playing it in new meta, so with the lure span, and I haven't really been having any issues with the mid-range decks. Nothing too crazy with the combo decks. You know, well, anyway, we'll get to all that in a second. I'm getting ahead of myself here. Let's get to the synergies real quick. No real synergies. I mean, the core are the creatures, in my opinion. Delver Secrets, Tarmogoyf, they're pretty much always going to be in my Delver lists. But, well, yeah, they are. Ragavan as a 4 of is fine. It's pretty much a lightning bolt target, right? Or a removal target is what I'm trying to say. So having 4 of is okay. There are many times where I'll play Ragavan knowing it's going to eat a bolt or something, and then I'll just play my subsequent second Ragavan, and then it doesn't get answered right away. So playing 4 of is fine. If you want, you can cut 1 to play 4 Murktide Regents. I played with 3, and I didn't really have any problems with them. I also didn't have any problems with casting them. So I regularly was able to cast a Murktide Regent in a game, sometimes 2, because there's just a lot of interaction with this deck. So, you know, you never really have a shortage of instant sorceries to delve from your graveyard. So this is what I would consider the core, the synergies, whatever you want to call it. There's nothing too crazy in this deck. So as I was talking about 45 seconds ago, the matchups. So combo, I didn't play Hammer Time. Alright, so I'll admit it. I didn't play Hammer Time. I played other combo decks, but no Hammer Time. So I can't really tell you how this deck would fare, but based on the other Delver decks I played against Hammer Time, the tools here are pretty similar. So I would venture to guess that it's pretty even. If anything, Hammer Time without Lurrus is, you're probably going to have a slightly better time with it. You don't have to worry about Lurrus anymore. So even overall, mid-range decks even to maybe getting to favored. I got to play a bit more with it with my other Delver decks in general, but definitely even. Murktide is a great finisher, but even Ragavan early on to annoy your opponent, and Tarmogoyf is always a great big butt to kind of keep your opponent's creatures at bay, and it gets big pretty quickly. 5/6 is not really hard to get with a Tarmogoyf. Aggro, same deal. You have big creatures, they don't usually, and you have a lot of removal and other answers as well for what they try and deploy against you. Control, even, you got Veil of Summer, you got your own counterspells and Force of Negations, and if they don't have an answer for Murktide Regent, it's pretty much game over. Of course, you're always favored with Tron. Nothing really changes there. And Borderline Magic, I put it at even. I played some odd decks here and there, and I found myself pretty even with it. I'm happy I don't see Dredge that much anymore, because Dredge isn't really Magic anyway. So no Dredge matchups, but all the other decks seem to be faring fine, and that's it for Temur Murktide Delver. Pretty straightforward, nothing crazy, but these are the numbers that I really felt comfortable with, confident with to share with you, the community. Stay tuned for 3 matches going up today, of course. They'll be going up within the next hour or two. And let me know in the comment section down below what you think about this list, maybe all the other lists that I put up this month. And stay tuned for next month, some new set of brews coming your way. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you enjoy my content in general, please subscribe and hit that notification bell down below. Those few clicks go a really long way in helping others find my content and helps my channel grow. Follow me on Twitter and Facebook, share my content on social media. That also helps others find their way to my videos and spreads the word even further. And of course, if you like making money, check out my Patreon page. The link is in the description of this video. In particular, check out the Patreon rewards program. Basically works like this. You give me your Patreon dollars every month. I buy and open up sealed product on this channel using those dollars. And I send you back that money at the end of every year in the form of rares and mythics. You get 1 non-bulk rare or mythic for every consecutive month you've been a patron, and every card is worth anywhere between $3 and $15. But I mean, even if you lowball it at an average of $5 per card, you're at the very least getting your money back, but odds are you're getting even more. There are a lot more details on my Patreon page, so check it out. Thanks and have a good one.